My name is Adilah Muhammad Othman. So I'm the founder of Manox Therapy and Development Center. Our expertise is in helping children with special needs, especially for autism, ADHD, dyslexia, and any kind of speech delay or sensory problems. What we do is enabling the children to attain the skills so then they will be able to first improve their day-to-day living and also help the parents to have a more rounded, holistic improvement for the children, not only for social specifically, but also for emotional well-being, for the schooling, and also for any other behavior challenges. My background is in occupational therapy. So I've been practicing in different places. I was trained in London mostly for mental health. And also, this area is called child psychiatry. So it is pretty challenging because it's not very extensive. It requires a lot of patience and dedication, definitely. My expertise is in neuroscience. So I bring in the knowledge from neuroscience and blend in with the mental health issues, for example, with emotional regulation. So I tweak the brain, help the brain, train the brain for it to be able to adapt to new skills or way of coping with whatever stresses there might be for the children. Started when I was in London. So I was with a lot of adult mental health people, and they are in the community, basically meaning that they are almost as independent. They can go out, they can socialize, and so forth. But a very tiny thing, when it flicked them and they relapse again, it frustrated me. And I say, well, I want to help. It's not easy to help when they are already an adult. So I asked myself, and I found the answer to that is to help the children when they are still young, and the earlier is better. When we do the early intervention program, the brain, it is actually developing. It's much easier for us to tune it. Why I'm doing this? Because I really want to change their future, meaning that when they are an adult, hopefully in the future, they're not someone who's difficult to deal with. They are able to be independent. They can earn their own money and they can be as independent as possible. So there are studies proving that we can reduce that as much as possible, because it's not cool, having too many problems in the future, because it's not only a stressful factor for the family, could be for the whole society as well. I think that motivates me a lot to do what I'm doing today. There are two things. I started when I was in London. I think I was introduced to NGOs, and I love it so much. So when I come back, I started the NGO as a start, and I do help neuro patients, but adult neuro patients. When we want to venture into this, I didn't get enough support in this particular area. However, we want to spend more, right? There are two sides of it. Okay, one is that my personal struggle. So I'm also neurodivergent. I didn't know, and I struggle. I thought, my life is just similar as other people, but somehow I lost a bunch of teams, those professionals whom would be dear to my heart. But eventually, when something happened, I couldn't cope with it. And because of that, I said, well, there's something not okay here. And I always love to go and self-study or listen to podcasts or YouTube. And I follow Mel Robbins. So Mel Robbins, at that particular instance, she said she go and get herself diagnosed. She knows that she's an ADHD. So I just go and check out. Eventually, yes, I have it. And I don't only have one, but I have two conditions, which made me a unique being, thriving, coming out from the struggles that I had throughout my grown up, the years that, I struggle. I feel that I don't want these kids to face the same thing. I managed to have it just okay. I barely made it, but I'm okay. Reason being is because maybe, I'm a therapist. Maybe I'm a positive person. I can do it. But for the kids who are probably moderate, probably severe, they don't know. So it's impossible for them to really tell parents or tell how exactly they want their life to be. Because of that, I understand that the skills should be at the very best from the very beginning, so then only they can strive throughout life. So I had one kid. He's very, very good, like literally very, very good kid, but the mother is very busy. He fell in the bathroom, and from that particular point he was literally paralyzed. So like he couldn't walk. So the doctor wanted to find out and did like an operation or something like that for him. So there was a huge bad sore at his back, really big. So I treated him for that particular condition. At that time, because we do NGO, right? I really want to help him. So I give my best in helping, but also the ingredient that we use, the mother has to pay. So this kid is so good, and he said, I don't want to trouble my mom, he said. And he's doing his level 3 exam, something like that, OPMR. He was down. He was depressed because people go to school. He couldn't go to school. Even he had to be in the hospital taking the exams. So I just talked things through with him and I say, well, you're going to be okay. You're a smart boy and so forth. Eventually, I'd say that he gave up in his life. Not long after I saw him the last time, I heard that he already passed away. He passed on, and he's a good kid, literally a good kid. He listens to his mom. He's very gentle because he really doesn't want to burden the family, doesn't want to burden the mother because the mother is so busy. So from that moment, I say to myself, never again, if someone comes to me that I couldn't help them. The NGO thing, it's not an easy thing. Literally, you need resources. Going for government funds, grants, when you ask people about the sponsorship and so forth, it's not as easy when you don't have the name, when you don't have the brand. And at that time, I was young, so people probably think she's just ambitious, she's not gonna probably do it properly or whatever. I said to myself, well, okay, enough with that. I'm just gonna do whatever I can. So let's just do with the business. When we have the business, then only we can have extra cash, we can help more people. That's the goal. We started business 2011. Time I was young in the sense that I don't know much. Company to be used by my family. It didn't really end up pretty well. Because of that, I have to restart again, and I just restarted this year. It was difficult because I'm a practitioner. I'm very passionate about helping people. I'm very keen on giving the best treatment and so forth. My work is based on my skills, so we achieve the results based on my skill. But I have to do a lot of things by myself, like doing the therapy, and then after that, I have to do the live, even the sales I have to cover. So the marketing bit, meetings, and this and that. We started literally from scratch. When we add up, new therapists right now, if I were to hire different kinds of professionals, they also come with different set of skills, and they're not going to be cheap. That's the challenge. I think number one is if I want to grow, I have to be off the operation team or maybe do just 10% of the operation instead of like 100%. Number two, I think the knowledge. Little that I know that marketing and sales are two different things. Until I go for Sifu Aaron's class, it is almost the same. It's not quite the same. When I get to understand that, then only I know, oh, okay. The third challenge that I had, you need to have the right person to do the right thing. Having the right team members will elevate the process a lot faster. That's for sure. My closing rate before, at one point before COVID, was 90%, which is really crazy. But back then, we don't have many competitors. That's number one. Number two, because of the pricing. So as we know, if we want to do business, we have to have the right package. Otherwise, I'm not making money. So the thing is, at that particular point, I survived because people are buying, but I don't see the revenue. It's tiring. Getting people to pay extra for what extras that we give, making them see the value is also a challenge. As we move year by year, and especially during COVID, it's just so hard. It's not sustainable. We can't do that anymore. That's not healthy. And when I met Sifu Aaron, I really liked the way that he teach or he do or his way of mindset. I would say it is like fall in love into his teaching because this is exactly what I really want to do. It's not that I don't care about the money. I know the money will be coming if we really genuinely intend to help them. But it has to be in the right amount. It has to be within the right pricing and so forth. Because we live in this world whereby you need to have the money to pay certain things. We need to pay the rent, utilities, stuff. I need to make my staff happy in order for them to help me help the children change their future. I couldn't do it alone. I really want to be in the inner circle. I really want to go for this. However, there was a circumstances because at that particular point, I wasn't able to pay for this government thingy, having to think to survive month by month. Because at that point, I'm still like doing a lot of things by myself, and also having to think, how do I pay this? Because otherwise, I'm stuck. I don't like to get stuck. We want to grow. I want to grow. And this is not a desirable situation because it's not because of me I'm stuck. It because of somebody else I got stuck. That's the reason why I kind of say yes to it. Like I really, really want it. I think there are two things. First, the figure. I was juggling between 50K to 65K. We need that because the operational cost for us, is high. When we speak about paying back, whatever the money owed to the government by the previous people, we need extra. So breaking through the figures would be the number one goal from the very first month. I think the first month break through a bit, but the second month and then it kind of becomes more and more every single month, which is really great. The second thing I learned from Erin, I know that you mentioned you can study and just put it on, it goes to the subconscious and so forth. I try, but because every video is like they are short videos, it's impossible for me to do that. It's not like an auto track. I do a couple of videos every single day, every morning, or if I don't understand, I repeat it. It's a bit hard to do it when I was driving to work and listen to it because there are certain formulas or certain focus I need to give in order to understand it. And there are certain things I have to repeat again and again and again. I'm grateful because doing so make me, I strive. I break through. The thing with me is that if I learn it, I get it, I use it immediately. That's the reason why I can see the result. So the key to it is not only learn it and keep it, no, learn it, apply it immediately, and you'll see the results. I use the technique for fun strategy. For the first time, it really works. And I love it. And I was like, oh wow, whatever I do, it worked, it hit. And what I love so much about the technique that Sifu Aaron is teaching is the fact that it's all coming back to human psychology. It's common sense in a way. So he kind of revealed it to us in the simplest form so that we can understand and we can utilize. And the beautiful thing about it is that I can do that to help people. Using psychology to close the sale is actually a very dangerous thing. But what makes me feel secure and safe is because it is being utilized not in a negative way. I'm so happy. So I closed that client, literally. And because it worked, I started to learn more and more and apply more and more. That's the reason why we have the breakthrough. Second thing, breakthrough doesn't only come with the increase of sales. Not merely just because of the application of this. It comes also because keep trying. And number three, when I join the inner circle, I get to see different people and I network with them. And they help me to have the lead. So leads coming in and I will do the closing bit. I think from there that we have the breakthrough month by month. We manage to somehow hit new target and have more return and hence be able to clear out. It's mind blowing, definitely amazing. I never get bored of it. The thing that I love most is when we get to see our Sifu face to face and ask him as much as we want. That's number one. Number two, he always, always, always bring in new knowledge, like very practical ones, and something that maybe people out there, probably I can say that my competitors won't know. So I'm ahead in the game, and I love that so very much. In order for us to be sustainable in the market, you have to be always in a higher spectrum, meaning that you always have to move 3, 4, 5 steps ahead. And this is what Sifu Aaron is grooming us for. And I think it's really, really helpful, not only for me, for many of my friends too. Through the circle, I found really great people and I'm not hesitating to collaborate with them. Reason being is because they are the people our Sifu has filtered in a way. And if they are staying, means that they are in the same wavelength, they are in sync with the intention, which I truly love. We all aim to help more people. And for Sifu, I understand that he is literally grooming us to be skillful. Definitely, I think, of course, at the back of it, helping more people as well, and also grow the business. And I look forward to that, really. want to open up a new center, hopefully in the city of KL. But what I really hope to achieve is to have a solid and steady income from the current one to hit at least 200K a month. And not only that, maybe we will open up to do online courses or anything like that to help people who are remotely, they aren't able to travel to us, they can do it at home. And also at the same time, in terms of helping children, I do hope to help children like 1,000 children at one particular time. I'd say 1,000 for the year. That's what I hope for. Sifu Aaron, thank you so much for having me in the inner circle. It's very touching experience because I came in, I didn't have the whole sum to pay. Yet he was very kind enough to give me the opportunity to pay by monthly. I would never, ever, ever forget that. And one thing I must tell Sifu Aaron is that he wowed me every single time. And at the time that I'm in, record a very, very simple video, but he welcomed me personally. He was busy. He's getting ready for his webinar or something, but he made me that video. And I feel like, I'm over the moon. This person appreciate me so very much. And I was like, wow, I sincerely would like to thank him so much for everything. And I do look forward for more. Maybe one day we can do business together. I don't know what. That's one of my wish. But whatever I need to be groomed, please do. I'm very happy to be in the inner circle and to be together with Sifu Aaron to change the world.